from our designs, and welcome while we put this mini mannequin tree skirt lady together. Actually, we're going to turn our glue pot on because I didn't want to turn it on too early or it was just going to start getting really yucky, I felt like. All right, the other glue gun is on. And so I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to try and put in this side first so that I know it goes in straight. Version. So okay, so like I said, I don't want, obviously, when my head, I was thinking the mannequin, I had bought it like a couple weeks ago. I was thinking the mannequin had stopped right here so that we put the base in, I was just going to be able to start right down here. But then I looked and I'm like, when I was looking at my husband, I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I can't get her skirt to start below her rump. That's going to be bad. So we're definitely going to have her start her skirt at her waist. But so we're going to have to add in some wire, okay? So this is the part where it might get a little tricky. So we're going to have to bend in some wire. This is 14 gauge wire, I'll tell you that right now. And so it's definitely a lot thicker than wire you would use for your wreath frames or anything like that. Actually, your wreath frames might actually be even a little bit thicker than this because those are even harder to bend. So let's just say probably the wire that you use for hanging your attachments for sure. This is much thicker, and so I'm just trying to get this curled around here. And I thought about, so I'm just going to go over some of the thought process I had. So I thought about possibly putting the wire on before I stuck it on the base, right? Because I thought, well, maybe that might be easier if I get it on the base first of the tomato cage and then put the tomato cage on the mannequin. But then I was like, oh geez, well, if I wrap this wire too tightly, then it might not go on the mannequin as I want. And then I'll be stuck. So I said, shoot, I think I'm stuck with having to put the wire on after I put it on the mannequin, because otherwise we might be in a heap of trouble, okay? So I don't know if you can see that very well with the light, but so this is gold wiring, and I think you can use any color. I just happen to have this from a recent purchase of an idea. When you go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever, to get one thing. I say Hobby Lobby because that was I think the most recent store I went to. But you go in and then you start seeing things and your mind starts going with all these ideas, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll need to have that on hand for when I do that. Well, so I bought it. Of course, I haven't used it yet, which means that idea hasn't come to fruition yet. But I think it'll be fine. We'll get there. I know, right? So I think my inspiration really started from seeing Lori's, and I have seen them before, and I've always thought they're beautiful, but after seeing Lori decorate hers in her master class, I so wanted to do one, and I was like, oh, but they're just so expensive. I didn't want to waste that kind of money right now on just basically playing around with a design. I think I shoved this in here too many times. So things are going to happen that I'm not too sure of whether they're going to work tonight. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to give you fair warning that this is going to be all trial and error. I have not made one of these before, nor have I actually decorated one of these before, but I certainly would love to try. So these are all 9-foot garlands. And the best time to get these, guys, is right now if your stores still have them, because everything is on sale. So even if you want to make these but don't have time to make one this year, and maybe you're thinking about making one next year, grab the materials now and just store it away if you can. If you can. If it's in your budget to do so. And again, I'm going to put a list. Oh, I also wanted to wait too, because we're going to be counting how many things we use. So I want to be able to tell you. I didn't want to tell you go grab 10 garland pieces if you're not going to need 10 pieces of garland, right? So don't want to do that. All right, I think what we're going to do is go down this way with our pieces, all right? And we're going to kind of try and stick these garlands in towards the waist, all right, in the waist section, so that way, kind of like almost at her hips, because I am going to put a ribbon. So my idea was, when you guys, we're still voting, I only saw one post. I don't know what's in my mind. One post, somebody said silver and gold is pretty. So we're going to be putting a band around here. Now, look, I think I found the perfect ribbon, because if we wanted to do gold, it's black and gold. Oh, this would look so probably pretty, but all of these ribbons would actually look really pretty. And I love this one. It has like the ruching? I think I said that right. So we're basically going to put this starting at about her hips kind of section. And we're going to hang this down, and then we're going to cut, I think we're going to cut each one. I'm not really sure that I want to wrap and go back up, but I don't know. Maybe we might try it both ways and see what's best. I'm not really sure. So I think for this, we're going to cut this, but not too much. So this is if we were going to hang it somewhere, this extra hook piece here, but we're actually gonna poke her with it. We're gonna poke her with it in the side. So I'm gonna cut probably about 3/4 of it off, and I'm gonna bend this in. Okay, and this is where we're gonna stick her. Okay, so I think we're gonna start from this side. I kind of wanted to make sure that whatever garland I start with, it kind of covers the most part of the front. Hold on, we're tangled up in our hot glue cord. So I kind of wanted to make sure it starts towards the front and stays in the front, and then I know it's not going to be the very best thing that you see, you know, in the front. It's going to be our base, but just in case we can tell a difference, I want to make sure it's not going to be too much of a major difference. So I'm so afraid to stick her. Hold on, I got to see where I want to stick her. Ah! I'm so afraid to stick the poor lady. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lady. All right, so I think we're going to stick her there. I had to get ready without glue because I didn't want to put glue and then change my mind. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to use our glue gun for this because I think I will. All right, so I haven't even fanned these out or anything, and I probably should have. has a little hook end, we're going to actually take advantage of that hook end, and what we're going to do is get one of our little pine pipe cleaners out, cut it in half, and we're going to use this to hook it against our wire. On the inside, that gold wire we found. Now I know it's really not easy for you to see, and it's even hard for me to see, never mind you. So I'm just letting you know what we're doing because there's no way for me to show this to you. Just being honest. There's no way for me to show this part to you without just explaining it. So literally I'm just twist tying that pipe cleaner that I hooked into the end of the garland onto that wire that we have in there. And if we don't feel like that's enough, or we feel like it's not forming the right shape, like we can take this and hook it onto the next branch right here from the one that was coming down, and just twist those together. So that way we know that this little piece is not going to come on undone. Okay. Thank goodness for the notifications that keep popping up over my screen. Alright, so this one I'm just going to wrap around. I'm hoping this is the last piece. I thought we weren't going to use this full thing, and we did. But we probably could have used less if I had taken the time to take out that part that got stuck in the inside from that wraparound. Because I really should have wrapped it through and then back over, but all I did was wrap it through and then the other way, so it kind of felt like one piece stayed on the inside of the skirt versus the outside. But sometimes you kind of take the good with the bad and let it go. Okay, so I really do think that's going to be sufficient enough to finish us off. I mean, I feel like if it was really going to be empty, I would have put another one, but this one still has to get fluffed up against this one too. So I do feel like we have enough. And this one is actually going to bend back downwards anyways again. So So we're going to do this, and this is going to come back down again. I think we're going to be good. So here, all I'm going to do is do our little sneaky thing where we did before, where we twist tied it in the same spot. We're going to do the same thing with another piece so that it doesn't keep moving all sorts of different directions. Especially the piece that's pointing down. See, this is the piece that's coming down. And this wire, we're going to make sure to just bend that upwards and in so that it's not poking at anybody. Perfect. And this last piece, we're going to again hook it against one that's anchored already. And voila! Oh my gosh, what does it look like? Oh, let's see. Okay, so we got to get decorating. So I do think we're going to do gold, guys, because I really want to do gold. But before we do gold, we got to decorate her skirt a little bit with a little bit of greens. Because, like, we can't just leave it, like, plain like that. You know me, right? We can't just leave it plain like that. So before we start putting in our gold stuff, we're gonna hopefully do this quick. I do feel like maybe we need a few more around the top. Whoops, things flying around. Let's see. This one I feel like we're just going to push down a little bit more because it's kind of sticking out a little bit too much. And we're going to put in some single ones, I think. Oh, we have fairy lights. Oh, maybe some of you missed it in the beginning. We have fairy lights. I might need to get more because I thought I had another set. And for the life of me, I have looked and looked and looked. And I cannot find our other set because I swear we had two. But you know what happens when you move things in your rooms, in your craft rooms, then it's like, I'm going to put this here. I'll remember. Nope, don't remember. I've looked behind a couple of things, and I've actually just remembered to look behind a couple more spots right now, but not there. So we only have these, so we might have to put in more, but look. Oh my goodness. So we'll have to make sure that this goes hiding in the bottom, right? This goes hiding in the bottom, so that way it's not in view. But yeah, we have fairy lights to add. So it's not going to be very many, like I said. And we're definitely not going to have enough to wrap around everything. Actually, it's not even going to be worth putting it. Because actually, now that it's on, I wrapped it on before the pine was on. So I'm like, oh yeah, it should work. We should have enough. No. It's not even going to fit going around once. Because her skirt is so large. I love it though. But we'll find another one. We'll get another one at the store tomorrow or something. My husband's like, you have to go to the store again or something. Yeah, I do. Because I don't have enough lights. He's going to be like, can you just put the lights on from the other tree? We have extras of those. No, I can't put those on. So we'll have to get another set of lights tomorrow. I don't have enough. The fairy light package is not very big. God, there must be like maybe 50 lights on that thing. I swear I had another package. I swear I did. But so, well, now you know what it's going to look like with lights, but we don't have lights to light up the whole thing. So we'll just finish off with this at least. So, but thank you for reminding me about the lights, because I did have it over there on the side to put on. I think what I pulled it out from was when we did our lantern, our fall lantern. So I stuck them in there just to light it up and make it look pretty. And I was like, well, that's where one set is, but where's the other set? So I'll have to go check one of the other lanterns. Maybe it's stuck in a lantern, who knows? We could always do a separate bow in the back without leaving enough to do the bow, so that way we know, because I like this whole scrunched up, ruched up look. I think that looks hot. But I also think I'm going to take the wire out. So let's see how much we need, because I just think it's going to form better against her body without the wire. And I'm just going to cut extra just to make sure I have enough. Okay, so we're going to pull out the wire, just doing a little surgery. So I just pull out one end, and if I just push straight, the wire comes out. So this one's already pulled out, so I'm going to grab the other end and I'm just going to pull the wire out. Alright, so now we have a non-wire piece. We're going to shove this wire in the garbage before I poke myself with it. We're going to move this aside for a sec. And we're going to play with this now. Alright, so I think first what I'm going to do is create like a folded edge before I forget. We're going to do like a little folded edge. Move over for 1 second, lady. Move over, lady. Alright, so I'm just coming over here with some glue to do a folded edge here. Ouch! Hot glue, hot glue. I know, isn't it sparkly? So pretty. Okay. All right, so that way we have a nice finished edge. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now I just need to fix the ends a little bit. And trying to wrap this around so that it still looks pretty. But covers everything. So we're probably going to have to come in here with a couple of extra pieces of pine, because remember in the one point, if some of you may remember, I mentioned that I think I kind of went a little bit low on one side versus the other, and I did in fact go too low on one side versus the other. So no big deal, but I do think we're going to come in here with a couple of extra stray pieces like this, so that way when we put the ribbon on, it's covering the pine and it doesn't look like a big old black space is there. So we're going to have to do that first, just to make sure when we put the ribbon on, it doesn't look like she's missing anything, okay? Maybe this netted ribbon, maybe. I might find more of those darn pins as I go along. Let me see how this is. Don't you like the sparkle in this? Oh, I love the sparkle in this. Hold on. Let's see if we can just get it to stay in place for 1 second. Do we want want to do like a flowing kind of downwards, or do we want to do like a drapesing around the skirt kind of? That would have been better if I dropped it, but do we want to do a like wrapped around garland kind of look? Let's take this out for a second. Oh, I'm so upset. I thought I had more gold than I did. Or would I gone to go get it? No. Nope. Don't like that look. So it would have to be a like under the seams kind of draped look. Stop. Oh, I know. Hobby Lobby. I could have told you Hobby Lobby was completely out of stuff, almost. They are like totally wiped out. What do you think about the draped down look? I like that look. I just gotta see how much ribbon I have left. I'm liking that look. And I don't know if we're just gonna leave it kind of like hanging out,